Alright, Stock Trader Jack here. We are getting ready to do some trading this morning. Right now I'm on MBIO. This thing skyrocketed this morning after the news came out about MBIO and their results for bubble boy disease. Mostly I'm waiting for the first 2 or 3 minutes just to let this thing settle a little bit. One of the first things you can do is, when the market opens, you're getting a bunch of orders executed, especially right in here with buy or sell orders. So I'm waiting for the volatility to kind of die out a little bit before I jump in. Yeah, MBIO, this one's got a little bit of news that has come out, but honestly, it's definitely seems to be hanging on the coattails of what MBIO is doing this morning. In fact, MBIO almost looks like it might be doing a little bit more. So let's pull them up. Yep, definitely seems to be a lot more happening right here. This is where the mob is right now. A lot of volume headed this way. So now I gotta decide what I'm willing to lose. I'm willing to risk till it looks like it dips below this pre-market low. And I'd like to hold on till about this far. Okay, so let's take about 300 shares. I'll show you guys what it looks like doing like a stop loss. I'm not a huge fan of these, but I don't mind using them every once in a while. So you'll notice that this says my 300 shares. It says 50 up, 20 down. This means I'd like to make about 50 cents on each share, and I'm willing to risk 20 cents. Now the thing is, I'd like to risk about 3 times the amount that I'm willing to go down. Because honestly, if I don't give myself enough room, look at that moving. Hold on. Okay, definitely finding some spikeability here. Gotta just time my entry. It's bouncing off that VWAP that we talked about. Holding support. So it might be taking off without me. Hold on a second. Yep, it's moving. I missed my entry. That's alright though. Wait for a little bit of fallback. Honestly, this is where I would like to buy in, is right about here. So if I were sending this in, the thing is, if I actually put that limit in there beneath and this suddenly tanks, I could end up actually getting in and losing all within a split second. That's how that actually works. So you want to be very, very careful when you're placing a limit below the open price. Looks like I was going to say, I didn't think it would get halted with that little bit of movement. That's just my internet. Yep. Again, missed my entry, but the spread on this thing is pretty fast. It's very volatile at this point because there's so much volume coming in. It's doing great though. In fact, I actually want to put in some alerts. If I see this go above the pre-market high, in fact, here's another resistance point. If it moves past this, that's another good sign of strength. I just wanted to pull back before I consider getting in. Right about, okay, so about 1026. Starting to take some dip. Anytime you see this, this is that accumulation. Starts to consolidate every single time. You'll always see this accumulation go up, and then the consolidation comes in. But definitely looks like it's not, the bulls aren't giving up without a fight. Ideally, you want to see this drop down and hold right about 850-ish, between right just in this zone, because that's what any trader is looking at. Are going to see the VWAP, and that's where we want to see the support stick around. So we'll see if that's what happens. Put in a quick alert in case something else catches my attention. Just waiting for it to dip. This one, the spread is big enough that, honestly, you got to be careful with your entry. You don't really want to get trapped in a long squeeze. What a long squeeze is when a bunch of longs put in sell orders, like this very stop limit thing. So if you'll notice, and let's say if I put this right here, you notice it says down there, it says triggered at 0.20, or in other words 20 cents down from where it's at. Stop. So this is a stop loss that you're seeing down there. So if I had put it in right there, I would have already been stopped out and would have lost, what is that, 60 bucks. So nothing big, but yeah, that basically is what you have longs putting in, and they just get executed one after the other, after the other, after the other, and that's a long squeeze, which right now it doesn't look like it's happening. This looks almost like it's just a standard kind of small sell-off. Even the volume's sort of dying out, so this could very well go back to the upside here in a little bit. Unless, yep, and this is just why you're watching. To try and predict what it's going to do for the rest of the day is almost impossible, but if I look at its long-term chart, that'll give me a better idea if it's ever gapped up that hard before. It is on really good news, but I'm not actually seeing anything in the chart that has that much of a gap up, or any gap ups for that matter, so this is pretty new for this stock. So what's going to happen today is anyone's guess, honestly. I will say that probability, which is really what you're doing anytime you play stocks, probability is the biggest thing. So because this spiked so hard, tried to reclaim it, kind of fell down, its probability would say, just because of the news that it is, that there's that sell-off. Probability is that it'll probably, it could very well reattempt these $15 highs. There's a good chance of that. Is it guaranteed? No, but there's a good chance you'll see that. And this is why I didn't want to get in while it was going up, just because that consolidation is guaranteed. You're always going to see that. Just like if anything is going straight down pre-market, and it just has a huge sell-off, you're going to see a bounce. Which I actually do like to dip by every once in a while. But what I really want to see is this one hold VWAP. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use my stop loss even for this example. Alright. Just need to watch it hold first. Ideally, I'd like it to go, I hate how that looks, there. Okay, so it's holding right around that VWAP. Gonna wait for my kind of this dip buy into this. Waiting to see if it's going to hold here or if it's going to sell through here. I bet you anything a bunch of longs have probably put their stop losses in somewhere in this neighborhood. So if it does dip down here, hold on, there we are. about to enter here because I like what it's doing right now. It's just not doing enough volume, so that's a little bit concerning. And honestly, if you have any doubts going into a trade and thinking that it's got to, this doesn't look like your kind of deal, don't get in. You want to get in when you feel like the card is right in line with your trade style. Nice bounce. It could very well flag back up. But yeah, this is why I'm not getting in yet, just because there's just not enough volume to push that through just yet. So I'm looking for a reversal sign, which means that I'm seeing some green. I do like, there. You like this kind of stuff where the high is higher than the former. See, this is again why I didn't get in. But you just see these little lower lows, and that's a signal that I want to avoid. I either want to wait till it double bottoms, in other words, both lows on the minute marker are the same, or MBIO, or I want to see the higher low on one of the minute markers with a higher high. So that's going to signal to me that, and also of course a lot of volume coming in, because that says that the selling is over and it's ready to move back up. I'm going to put this thing on a quick pause just so we can kind of ride this out, and then I'll come back on unless it decides to hold here. But anyway, as soon as we start seeing a real good sign of a reversal, that's about the time I'd like to get back in, because this is the zone that I'm interested in. Alright, I'm going to pause this real quick and bring this right back once we have some action. Okay, this is the action we're looking for. This is on a higher low and a higher high on this minute marker. And we're right at VWAP, which is also a good place to be. So, I mean, if it dips down past 840, that's probably where I would get out. But the volume's still fading off, so that's the one thing that is keeping me from really just jumping right into it. Because otherwise, I actually really like the look of this chart. There it is, back at the 840s. But this is kind of your trifecta here. Is you got your volume, your chart, and a reason why it's moving. Honestly, the chart, this normally would be enough for me to get in. The news is really good for coming in, but the volume just isn't there right now. Let's take a look at FBIO. Okay, so we've got a higher low. Plus, I like that it's spiked, but hasn't done a whole lot else yet. This does have a history of gapping up, and it looks like, based on history, the last time it gapped up, back on January. What date was that? January 31st. Announced collaboration to develop target therapy for light chain. Okay, so it was also on news, and it actually faded through the day, and then had a nice spike the next day. So this actually might be a good overnighter once it finds the bottom. Played this one and had a small loss back on that spike. Let's see what else we got. MRBX. MRBX, where are we at? We've got some support right around this area. Yep, and this one, what news do we got? Wall Street sees cautiously higher open after downbeat European data. What is this one? Gets FDA fast track designation out. Good old FDA stuff for Biotechs. That's a good thing. But it definitely looks like it has a lot more seller volume than anything. Okay. Alright, so far no play for me this morning, but we're going to be keeping on watch.